Okay, and we're back. So we've scoured the blah for the blah, and now we've got to go over to the Piranesi and actually go ahead and check it out. We are supposed to travel to it at this point in time. That's only going to take us 2 cycles. Um, I can't technically do this now. I've got the battery power for it, so let's just go ahead and hop on over there. What I do want to do while we're traveling, though, is turn on another one of these. That'll put us just barely into positive. We kind of wanted to have another one on to repair anyway, so this is good timing for it. We do have to have 3 of these on now. We've got like all 3 sectors, and I still need to like be worried about our overall power consumption when we're doing things. So that's all fun. Like I said, though, we are self-sufficient at this point in time. I don't think it's possible for us to really get any more population than what we got here, so gonna lose 5 of them, which is gonna be a shame. We do have automatic ship repatriation now, so we will get the science ship back, but not the crew. They will be very dead. So we can hit this, locate the Remus coordinates. You can read the text about this. They've entered into the ship here. There's neither light source nor gravity. Many modifications have been made to structure the walls of an unknown shiny black metal that distorts the vision. The corridor we pass through are similar to the design of those of Dulles or the UN. Passageways are almost organic in shape. I kind of wonder if they're getting this from the Expanse. We did discover a large memorial. The statuette's center is obscured by the many cables, pipes, and conduits that lead away from it to the ship. We can make out the words property of the BMS, Black Market Society. If the team was not so anxious, we would have stopped to carry out further observations. So it's just a really big ship, basically, that's got some weird stuff going on in it. We have got a science ship over by this neutron star, because there's an event that we're going to have to do later on to do something with that. Honestly, don't really know entirely, because I've never done this part before. I did have to look up in a guide to figure out what the hell I'm doing, so that is how I know roughly what we're accomplishing here. This is actually kind of just a weird thing, because this is not the sort of game that you expect a boss fight in. And yet, here we are. Alright, so we gotta wait a little bit for our batteries to recharge. They don't need to recharge, like, that much, because we've got quite a lot of battery power, actually, right now, and we won't have to worry too much about refilling that. I do have the option at any given time to start running nuclear power. 3 hydrogen per cycle is not actually that bad, given how much hydrogen that we've got stockpiled up here, but there's no reason to run it right now with what we're currently doing. I do wish we could find more people. That would be kind of nice, but whatever. There is going to come a time, though, where it's like, I'm going to need, like, more garbage piled up in this place, so.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Alright, here we go. We found the device holding the Remus coordinates are behind a heavy reinforced door. We've tried several different approaches to open it, but we haven't even succeeded in scratching it. Connect the Tycoon and even at the Piranesi would allow us to power and reactivate the doors. Control subsystems. The connection is also necessary for the extraction and transfer of the Remus coordinates from the device to the Tycoon. One other thing shortly, before we found the device, we passed an FG of Giovanni Battista, former member of the Marduk Council. That was that fellow who's eating the apple. Okay, so this will take 3 days. We can start doing this now, I think. So what we're going to do at this point in time is, like, tell all of our transport ships to get inside and to stop going around doing stuff, because I don't want them flying around, and I don't want to have to pay attention to what they're doing. Most of our science ships are also doing that, and I can also do that with our mining ships, because they're not doing anything useful right now either. We can always reassign them later, so that's all good. And then we can reclaim the energy from these docking bays as well. So that should help us power up our batteries just a little bit faster as well, but they're pretty much good to go. So essentially we're getting in fights with this stupid thing, and we've got like a couple different things and a couple different weapons that we have to contend with. One is that we have to manually turn on our stuff as it gets turned off. Basically, getting screwed over by that will be fun, and then we also get missiles shot at us, and then we can't go to any planet that it has gone to. So we're sort of planning on running in circles around this thing while it tries to murder us, while we have to do some other things, basically. I think we technically close our tech tree here, and I don't do any research for the next little bit. I think that's what we have to do, because I think we have to produce science without spending it. But I'm not 100% sure about that. Technically speaking, we are not actually 100% self-sufficient because we are consuming ice right now. And we don't have any way of like regaining ice, technically. We can switch to all garbage consumption for food, but we won't produce enough garbage to feed everybody while also keeping us in a condition where we can also produce the alloys that we need necessarily. So we're close to self-sufficient, but a little bit less so than maybe I want to. Okay, so charting a course here, charting our path, I think that our best bet is to jump from here, maybe to here, to here, to here. Or it looks like north might be the easier route, but hard to say for sure. I think we'll go north route. We'll start by going east, but Administrator, the Pyrenees is reactivating. We had to manually break the connection with Tycoon, interrupting the coordinate transfer. The damn walls started to move. Thanks to our exoskeletons, we are making for the gear as fast as we can. Okay, so this is a moment where I don't think there's any way for us to actually save our science team. Just automatically screwed, which sucks. So this thing has a drone swarm that surrounds it, and it also is going to surround any planet that it moves to. And we have to immediately get moving to get away from that drone swarm. We do have drone countermeasures that are going to make it so that we take less damage from it. But this is going to chew through our hull really badly.
The Pyrenees has deployed a drone swarm around itself. We should move the Tycoon immediately.
Okay, so we're going to move like that. It's funny enough, like, it just sort of is like, oh, I guess it's leaving now. Goodbye. So while we're in this radius, I believe we're taking extra hull damage. You can see that's like 114 damage per cycle. So that's fun. There's no way we can out-repair that sort of value. You can see these drones like flittering around behind us. Good stuff. We are out of that now, though, so...
Flesh bags. Your flies to me. I'll tear you apart, eat you, digest you, and soon you, your crew, the Tycoon, and whatever's left of Dolos will be part of me. I am primordial. I am Abiba. You are nothing but erratic illusion, pointless heat dissipation, and abject failure. I have found your protection. It is but a matter of time before Naomi breaks into pieces, and I feast on your carcass. Opportunity knocks.
Cool. Fantastic. Now is the time to run. Fantastic. Okay, so what I actually want to do here, and I didn't get my science ship back because the game's an asshole. Why would you ever get that tech? Alright, we're going to go ahead and dismantle this, and then we're going to go ahead and auto-build countermeasures. We already have one, so it doesn't matter that much, honestly. So because of the mechanics of this game, we sort of have to sit here and wait for our batteries to recharge. Our hull integrity going back is pretty easy, but, you know... Fortunately, I don't technically really need my science ships all that much anymore, so the fact that we lost one and it's just dead is fine. I think if we just chose to, like, regain our science ship instead, that would have actually been fine, but... like I said, game's an asshole, and I kind of hate that. It's like, oh yeah, here's a tech that will cause it so that you regain your science vessel after an event. It's like, okay, cool. It doesn't work. Okay, great. Thanks for getting me to spend my science. Now, I don't think we actually need more than one countermeasure, but, you know, what we're going to do here is wait a little while, and what happens is eventually, after a certain number of cycles, we'll get a mission objective where we have to build something that costs all our polymers. This is one of those reasons why I'm kind of glad that I cheated, because I wouldn't suspect it to be made out of polymers. We build like a Faraday cage around us, which is not supposed to be made out of plastic, generally speaking. Usually those are made out of metal. But you have to spend 480 of those to cover your entire ship with a plastic bag, so that when the critical center of this place goes and destroys the Piranesi, it doesn't also wipe us out as well with a gigantic electromagnetic pulse that dooms everything. Slightly silly. I don't think that any of that would work. As described, I don't think that that is a workable solution. But, you know, whatever. For right now, our ice is plentiful, our garbage is plentiful, and the Piranesi is just sitting there chilling.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
I think everyone's going to freak out a little bit because we're getting attacked, and that's probably what this is. Minus 2 stability, yeah. Data algorithms have been overloaded. Diagnostics indicate external interference. Images of the Piranesi flood every screen. They haunt dreams and leave indelible marks. Inedible marks as well. But do you have a plan to save us from the monster and recover the coordinates of Remus? Administrator, there is fear. Great, fantastic. In spite of that, because we've got like so much happiness, every sector is like ridiculously happy. So who cares? We are fine. There's not a whole lot they can do to make us unhappy, given our sort of Fight Club going around with our millions of train stations. Train stations and Fight Club make people happy. So technically, like, we're just waiting again for like things to happen, basically, which is weird, but you know, what can you do? Yeah, so one of the things that they do is they'll hack us and they'll turn off our meal centers, and if that happens during the inopportune time where people are trying to eat, everyone just gets really angry all of a sudden, and there's not like not good countermeasures against that. It's kind of stupid, actually, but we are supposed to get alerted to that happening. I kind of want all three of these running at all times, like all repairers running, but since traveling while we got those up is net positive, we can actually go down to just having 2 of these. And we got 1,700-ish alloys, so it's 1,700 because we've actually got some stuck in our recyclers. Iron, on the other hand, completely out, so might as well turn these guys off. I wonder how long it's going to be before we get the message saying it's like, oh yeah, I guess we can tell you to go do a thing or something.
The Piranesi has launched a missile targeting the Tycoon.
That is a hell of a missile, and that is a hell of a probe. I get the feeling like these may be tactical display readings and not like the actual size of either of these things, because that would be very funny if that was the size of the probe, that was the size of the missile. It's like we launched an entire one of our own ship at this missile to kill it. Perfect. Okay. Great. Yeah, so if you didn't get the missile in the last chapter doing one of the little side questy things that we did, you have to get hit by a missile first, and then after you've been hit by it, you're capable of learning how to disable the missiles. So they apparently do cause some injuries, do cause some fires, and do cause some other problems, but not a huge deal to deal with. I wonder how long this thing's going to sit here for, because like what it does apparently is it like will cover planets in the drone swarm, so it has to come to the planet and then cause the drone swarm. I believe it automatically goes to whatever planet I'm already on, so we're just going to be chilling here, I guess. I almost want to go and like get more resources while we're at it. Yeah, who would ever think that you need like another like 600 polymers basically for this? Because you have to build polymers to build these countermeasures, and you have to have like enough to build the Faraday cage and all that. Really silly stuff. I'm gonna go a bit slower during meal cycles just so I can keep an eye on these guys. Because if they get shut off like just at that turnover, like that's it. Everyone gets screwed over. I wonder if it can do that. Like I feel like it should have to happen at a certain like percentage of the way. Getting YouTube nerds.
The swarm has been released from the Piranesi. The swarm aims to intercept the Tycoon.
Okay, so they're doing this instead. I think we want to wait till it's closer, technically. I can't remember how this works. I think what we want to do is wait till it's like kind of closer and then jump to the next planet. The drone swarm is going to consume the planet basically, and we'll never be able to go back there. So make sure you've done everything before you do this, but admittedly, like, I think you can actually defeat this guy and then go to the planets afterwards as well. Not 100% sure about that, though. I have got, like, a bunch of speed upgrades as well, so we are moving faster than we normally would be, so it's easier for me to get sort of out of the way of this thing. Okay, I think we fire this off now. I'm gonna be wrong and it's gonna follow us there, and I'm supposed to have, like, stayed, waited for it to arrive, and then gone or something like that, but whatever, it's fine. Nope, they're going to this planet and shutting it off. Okay, good. That's what we want to see.
The Piranesi has launched a missile targeting the Tycoon.
Love the jank when it gets closer, the targeting jank. It's not as bad as the targeting jank for missiles on when I'm playing Nebulous, but very similar in nature. We haven't been hacked yet, which is nice. That's the one that I'm actually worried about, because that's the one that could actually damage us. I bet that's this.
Piranesi is moving
Oh, no, it's moving towards us. Okay.
towards us.
Well, I think it's going to cut off the planet that we're at here, too, once it gets here, but I think we just sort of let it get closer, and then we'll jump away sort of last minute-ish. We don't want to, like, be jumping just immediately, because we'll run out of planets, but more importantly, like, we also have to wait for our batteries to recover. We have to be a little bit cautious about how we consume our alloys here. But not, like, hyper conscious about it. When are we going to get that stupid, like, tech alert? Okay, that went fine. I think what happens is they turn the power off on them with their hacking measures. Piranesi is quite slow. I may want to turn on more production stuff, just keep our, keep all this up. This thing is slow as hell.
The Piranesi has launched a missile targeting the Tycoon.
Yeah, apparently it's not that bad if you get hit by one of these, so.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Okay, Naomi Protocol commencing DDoS attack to flood Eden Vigilance Network. Administrator this Kanto Robozeki from Sector 1 Scientific Syndicate. With Eden appearing to be severely dysfunctional, we had to attempt to bypass the usual communication protocols. I don't know if you'll receive this message. I hope that you do. Piranesi is the biggest threat we faced. As soon as the first reports of the Edmonenki's destruction reached our ears, we secretly began to investigate and found a way to neutralize this new threat. At the center of the system lies PSR B1257-12A. Yeah, it's the pulsar. Despite all its power, we think that its current state of Piranesi could not withstand a pulse from PSR B1257-12A. However, the Tycoon would not survive such a pulse either. You must send an expedition to PSR B1257 plus 12A to find a solution. Administrator, there are a lot of rumors about you. Some say you don't exist or that you're lost in cryo sleep. Some even believe that Eden is personating you. Others, including myself, have faith in you as our administrator. Say the Tycoon, blah, blah, blah. Great, cool. I like that's the mushroom wall that told us to do that. Alright, so I think what we have to do first is this investigate. That's 10 days of investigating, so that's cool. You know, I have an office. I have, like, you know, I don't have an open door policy, but you could knock and just check. You know, like, you could tell me, hey, you know, have a good day, administrator. It's nice. It's nice that you're looking out for us. Would you like a donut? Instead of being like, you know, it's like, have I never talked to a person in the like many years which this has taken place across? Is this like what, year 4? Have I never left my office? Good God. I mean, at that point in time, I think the Eden PA would have to take over because I probably would have just like curled up into a corner and cried myself to like death or something like that. Not talking to anybody or getting outside and sitting in a desk for 4 years straight is kind of torture. By which I mean would literally be torture. I like how the scientific message still came out of a mushroom while it's deactivated, so no one's working in it. Wait, why the hell was that one the one that would have had that message? No one's working in there. Alright, well, whatever. Dude's just like slow walking his way towards us here. There is a possibility that we launch for PSR B125712G after he gets close to us and they launch a drone swarm towards this location.
Destruct in 10 seconds.
Okay, do I have to hit something to not make that happen? Guessing that's just a funny little thing that they've decided to do.
4, 3,
But
2, 1. No Batista self-destruct device detected. Self-destruction impossible.
huh. They told us to point the gun at our heads and shoot ourselves, but we didn't have a gun. We would have done it if it weren't for that fact. Apparently. This is why it's good to not have a gun sometimes. Alright, well, I think now they're going to try and do the other hack and try and get us to lose all our food production. Or not food production, food consumption. Can people not just, like, eat cold food? Is this one of those fussy societies where people are like, oh yeah, no, I'll eat the bug, but it has to be warmed up first? Good God. People, am I right? As soon as we get, like, another countermeasure launched against this, I think we're going to pop. Because I think there's a timed interval between each sort of thing that it can do. I wonder if it's possible to build a ship that could just out-repair the drone swarm. Just build, like, an absolute tank of a ship that just plows through, like, alloys like no one's business. Probably would be a really, really terrible idea. I feel like it attacks us like every 6 cycles, but that's not true because it's only been like 3, so... Well, it's been more than that in total, but still. Maybe they do every 4 cycles. That seems like that might actually be about right. So that should be coming up fairly soon then, unless that hack attempt was one. Everyone's still eating? Everyone's still eating. You'd also think that people could, like, just flip the lights back on, but I guess I control all the power for some reason. Very poorly designed, thought-out system as far as that goes, but I guess I am the one that knows how much electricity the ship has. Which is apparently a finite amount. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and jump our way over this way now. I wasn't too sure about the angle as well, so I figured we kind of had to head out a little bit earlier.
He has launched a missile targeting the Tycoon.
Up here is missile. All this having to jump around is like something I don't usually force my crew into. So our hull integrity doesn't usually go down as much from that sort of thing, but... Oh, it's actually turned towards me.
A cyber attack launched by...
Okay, so now I have to go through all of these things manually and turn them back on. So This is the one that actually has the chance of actually causing us real, like, big harm here. Nothing else it's doing really does matter that much. Wait, was that already turned on? Can we get through this because if we have more than one of these per thing? That would be really weird, but...
Lazy has disabled several mess halls.
Okay, that sector's fine, that sector's fine, that sector's fine. I think we got them all. Okay. So he did actually attack me, like, basically double sequentially there, so... that kind of does tell me that this is operating a little bit differently than I thought it was going to. But pretty similarly in a lot of ways, so... Just need to check our external view. I think we're going to have to do this as an external system upgrade, which is going to take us a long time, and we're going to have to do it by toggling stuff on and off, and it's going to be real kind of annoying that the game's making me micro. How dare they? Garbage is climbing. I think we've got the ability to turn on another one of these.
A drone swarm has been released from the Pyrenees.
They'll be heading to this planet, which is
The tycoon.
bad and annoying. So what we're going to have to do is land here, get our batteries charged up a little bit, and then make our next jump. Like, pretty close to immediately. But we will have a little bit of time that we can spend here on PSR B1257 12G. Might even have to throw out another missile for all I know while we're here. Yeah, we're not going to have long sitting here, but fortunately our batteries do have some tech to make it so that we recover them faster. And since we have less travel time, like we can jump from planet to planet a little bit faster, we aren't as concerned about the amount of time it takes. Because it doesn't increase our battery drain for some reason. Okay, plenty of batteries for this jump. Still doing the repairs, so that's still going up exactly the same amount. It's nice that they're not targeting the science ship, because if they could, that would actually be really bad. So that planet's now lost to us. We can technically make it back to B1257 plus 12J, but the route that we'd have to take there, like, there's no good route in that direction, so... Only have to hold out for 2.8 more cycles. That's not very many. But we still have got some worries here. Alright, battery's back up to full, looks like.
Has launched a missile targeting the tycoon.
I'm glad that they launched quite a few missiles, because this is like kind of the easiest thing for us to counter. It's the most noticeable thing on the map as well, so it's like very easy for us to sort of deal with. The hack, I have to sort of go through and check a whole bunch of different things. The drone swarm like locks us out of stuff forever, which is annoying. But the missile is just like a one-done, one-click, one solution sort of thing. Very easy to deal with. So that one's not so bad, in all honesty. Everything else kind of sucks. We're getting real close to figuring this out here. Still have no idea why something like the Pyrenees Sea would be able to exist. Like, you need more resources than some sort of illegal group would be able to manufacture.
Team has completed a task.
Okay, so we get the Faraday cage unlock and the Icarus Mark III probe upgrade unlocked for the Pyrenees Sea. So, we just do this.
Pyrenees has activated. more subsystems. Its threat.
Okay. That's technically fine. Just it getting attacked more often, sure, whatever. Faraday cage here. 0 cost research. We actually get like 100 research apparently.
He will attack more frequently.
Yeah, so science is going up pretty fast here. Be kind of neat if you could lure it towards unknown structure and trick it into cannibalizing that and then leaving you alone because it thought that it already killed you. That would be kind of neat. Here we hope that like this thing launches like a nanoswarm at this one instead of waiting until I like jump and then launching at that one. Because it's kind of annoying when it does that sort of thing. Don't like it, honestly. Technically speaking, I should be turning off one of you. I feel like this is not more frequent, because like we had that brief interval jumping from here where it launched like 3 attacks on us all at once. I guess that's a relative sort of thing. Okay, so we got the Faraday cage tech unlocked. We now have to unlock the Icarus Mark III probe. And I think I have to go out here. And wait until like 1,000,000 of this stuff gets flooded out into my docks. I'm going to turn off you. I'm going to turn on you. I'm going to turn off you. And I'm going to turn on you. This should be the fastest way for our exosuits to get out there and fill these things up here. Looks like it is. Okay. Yeah. More intense, more frequent attacks my ass. What the hell? It's been like 3 whole cycles. What's going on here? Alright, so the way this is going to have to work is we're probably going to go on all 4 of our things, and we're going to cycle off repairs and whatever. Yeah, that's fine. And that'll be how we do this. Maybe it only, like, starts firing at us when it's close enough. Maybe it leaves us alone if we're, like, really far away. Maybe if you jump early, like, it doesn't do anything. Would be interesting to know. I'm pretty sure it's fired missiles at me from further away than this, though. Yeah, I can't go to the nebula center there. That would be weird if we could, honestly. Okay. I have to be careful. I have to watch our hull integrity, because there's going to be this sort of moment where it just drops like a rock.
Has launched a missile targeting the Tycoon.
Maybe what's going to happen is, like, now that it's sort of gotten to this stage, it's going to start doing, like, attacks really, really quickly, like, in bursts, but it's going to have longer sort of intervals between or something like that. Who knows? Either way. Still filling up quickly. I do kind of wish I had actually researched the thing that let me build stuff faster on the externals. This is the last thing that I would ever have to build, though, so, like, it's kind of like, yeah, who cares, but... I have to go a little bit early because I want to be able to get to this planet and then to re-establish my batteries while I'm preparing to jump, so it's better for me to probably just leave now, even if they're going to launch a drone swarm right after I jump. And they probably will, but I would kind of like to wait for one more attack. No. Just gonna jump it. We got plenty of other places to jump given the timing of things, so it's fine-ish, but... I'll turn on all of these just for a second here. And we're just gonna have to really keep very close look at our hull integrity. Because it's dropping very fast since we're not doing any repairs on it whatsoever right now. While we're traveling, so that combination is just not good. Not good for our hull integrity at all. Then we'll be able to shoot back up like really, really fast though. And this thing's getting built much faster because we got all 4 of these turned on. How's Sector 1 battery power though? It's the weakest out of all our sectors, so that is that. Turn that off for a little bit. And again, it's a good thing that our batteries recover quickly. Probably going to be doing like 4 cycles of this, I think, depending on how many times we have to jump. Visit 15 planets. Okay, cool. Kind of feel like I've done that earlier, but maybe not. I guess it doesn't count with science ships. I guess that's probably the Tycoon personally.
Caution. Hull integrity below.
Yeah, that's fine. This is most of the way done. I'm going to let us recover a little bit. Especially because it's so fast at this point in time. I feel like depending on how this goes, we could loop back up to PSR B1257 and 12H. Seems like that's possible, actually.
The Piranesi has launched a missile targeting the Tycoon.
Suck it. Our hull integrity is coming up, but not quite as quickly as I would like it. Alright, we'll go back to that for a little bit. Minus 128 hull integrity, just casual minus 128. We are going down in alloys pretty quickly, but we have got a pretty beefy stockpile of it. It's just that what we're doing is straining the amount of production that I actually have, like the amount that I'm producing.
Has been released from the Piranesi.
It's technically a little bit more. I'm going to wait a little bit.
Tycoon.
Okay, we got the Faraday cage built. Now's probably a good time to jump. And we can probably turn off one of these guys, so...
The Piranesi has activated more subsystems. Its threat level has increased. He will attack more.
Okay. So now we just have to wait 5 days to wake the pulsar, which should kill this, and we should be technically fine at this point in time. Can we see the Faraday cage? I don't think we can, really. Given how much we spent on that, I would have liked it if it was a little... Maybe that's this thing. That's this probably this ring here. I don't think that would stop shit. Honestly speaking, I think that would not do shit against a pulsar.
Caution. Entering stellar storm.
Oh, crap. Okay, I did increase our protection for our solar panels, so this should hurt us less, but still, that sucks. Yeah, I wasn't too sure what this was. Power supplies at risk. Okay. Yeah, we did get self-cleaning ones, so they'll be less at risk, and we'll be able to repair them a little bit more easily, but still, that really sucks. We're still fine on waste, actually, in spite of the fact I'm pretty sure we've turned on all 4 recyclers. And 4 recyclers does outpace our 3 EVA airlocks, so yeah, we're actually capped on alloys right now, so we're fine. We're not producing because we're past cap, so. Surprised how, like, rarely we're getting hacked.
The Piranesi has launched a missile targeting the Tycoon.
Would have been nice if, like, this area, like, actually damaged this guy as well. Destroyed their, like, planetary, or their power systems. I think when they said it's awakened more subsystems, they actually means it moves faster. Because that seems to be what's happening here. Just going to move to here. That's not going to do a ton, but what it will do is I think give me a better angle on jumping to PSR B125712L. I'm actually not sure that we're outrunning the Piranesi anymore. Ugh, that's still an ugly path. I don't know, can we juke this thing? Doesn't really look like it.
The Piranesi has launched a missile targeting the Tycoon.
I really don't want to make this jump, but I'm going to. Like, it really feels unnecessary because we are getting this. I feel like we could have just stood there. I feel like if we stood, like, in one of the other places, like, just a little bit longer as well, we would have been fine with this.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Okay, Icarus 3 has detonated and activated the pulse, so the crew of the Mendeleev had time to enter cryonics pods before life support infrastructure was neutralized. So they're ready for extraction. We lost the Mendeleev, which we should be able to recover. Okay. So now we're stuck traveling this, and I think we probably actually could have made it without having to do that. So that sucks. Did I actually get the friggin... Yeah, I've got automatic ship repatriation. Stupid game. Alright. Most useless tech in the entire thing. Let's go ahead and bring back... all of our science ships in this one. And then we'll go ahead and grab... these, get them all working again. Yeah, it would be really nice if we didn't have to move all this way across here, but whatever the hell.
Entering stellar storm. A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Watch as I lose like another science ship and another science crew. Be great. I like how all of these guys are going over there to like recover one person each, I guess. I don't know. You each get your own private shuttle, and one is just going for the hell of it. I think it's saying that I have to repair it, though, too.
A science ship team has completed a task.
The interior of the Piranesi has been severely damaged. Blue fire still flickers in the corner of the ship. Whole areas have collapsed in on themselves. Some of the debris look almost organic. We have taken pictures of what appears to be biological neural networks seemingly used in the activation of the ship's airlocks. Drones litter the floor and hang from broken piping. On our way to the storage location, we passed a huge translucent pod. Decaying bodies float in the white bath of liquid it contains. You can see the color of their uniforms. Crew from the Edamenenki. Despite the many obstacles, we have reached the devices that hold the Remus coordinates. We are ready to activate transfer. Do I have to go there? Oh, god damn it. You goddamn game. Okay, I can head back now. We got enough batteries for this. Okay. Looks like we're still doing okay on our garbage consumption too, which is surprising.
Entering stellar storm.
How's our food hanging out? It's still at about the same numbers, so that's actually fine. We've been overproducing on food like pretty much this entire game, so continuing that trend here. I don't think I ever need missile countermeasures ever again as well, so that's nice. It's still weird to me that this game has a boss fight. Like, that's just not really something you expect to see in this type of game. Alright, let's go ahead and turn you off here. Let's try this again. Got 175 science I don't know what to do with, honestly. Yeah, I don't need any of those, really. I guess we'll just research the observatory, and then the Hull Temple. I don't even think we've got the cult available in the ship, though. Oh no, the cult of the Hull is present in Sector 1. It probably is present in every sector, honestly. Yeah, I did say I was, like, not accepting that. Transfer is complete. All lights are green. We took advantage of the time to recover the coordinates to analyze what was left of the systems on board the Piranesi. The use of the main weapon in Abenaki's defense efforts left it terribly weakened. The ship still seems to vibrate with what perhaps could be called its final breath. It should not be long before it fully collapses in on itself. We should get as far away as possible. When this amalgamation of evil technology breathes its last at the end of its agony, it could be devastating. Okay, we're ready to pile on the Ixion engine.
In accordance with Ralph Stanford procedures, all ships must return to the Tycoon before roll jump initiation.
Okay. Yeah, we have lots of battery power. We got lots of everything. We should be fine going to this next chapter, but I have no idea what awaits us there. Do we see the Piranesi from here? I kind of want to see if it's possible to do like a run of this game where you don't open like any cryopods. Like just seeing if that was possible would be kind of funny. You'd have a huge problem though, because you'd have to collect a certain... Actually, no, you have to open 2000 to get through chapter 2, if I recall correctly. Reuse cutscene, just gonna pop that there. Okay. I like how you can spend 480 of your polymers to like build this ring, but you can't just reinforce the hull.
Running preliminary diagnostics. I sense Remus. We have reached the Ilia system. Structural failure of the Tycoon is near. We should initiate the Neocond colonization protocol.
Okay, this is where we end up with some weird stuff going on. I need to have, like, apparently 3 of these active just to stay stable. Yep. Okay. But back to probes. Yeah, we'll keep a missile just in case, or anti-missile thing just in case. Alright. So, we're around Palatine. We're not by Remus yet. But, yeah, we've beat the chapter. Down 2 whole science ships for no good reason. Thanks, game. Love the reason that happened. But, yeah, we've also got some cryopods, actually, those scientists that we had sent out there. Let's click that. But, yeah, that's going to be
Has arrived at its destination.
our episode for today. We're going to try this chapter out. I think all we have to do is get the colonists ready to go. This thing's only got 250 hit points left as their full hit points. And it's getting 178 in hull depletion. So, that's great. Hull repair cost is 18 alloys per cycle. We are creating currently a lot more than that, I believe. Let's see if we can find one of these things here. So this thing is using up 40 garbage per cycle, or for every 7.7 cycles, so 65 of this. So even if this was 10 cycles, this would be 6.5 and 10. We got 4 of them, that would be 26 in each cycle, so we're getting more than 26 per cycle, so yeah, we've got plenty. But in any event, yeah, I guess that's going to be our episode for today. Hope you found this one enjoyable, and of course, as always, hope to see you guys all next time.